Hello, this is Janet Smith with the Croydon Art Show on Croydon Radio. Thanks for listening in, everybody. We'll be talking about the arts in Croydon and the changes that are happening at the moment during the course of the show. If you've got anything you'd like to say, please give us some information on Shoutbox. So, yes, I'm Janet Smith. I've lived in Croydon for about 20 years now, and the state of Croydon arts is a big concern to me because I did some studying on courses at the Clock Tower about 10 years ago, and as doing that, I started producing short films. So without the Clock Tower, I wouldn't be doing the things that I really love to do today. I'm also on the campaign for the Save the David Lean cinema, but I won't be here on behalf of the campaign. All that information is available. This is just my personal opinion, and also I want to hear what your opinion is too. Yesterday I was in Orders in Croydon, which is a site of a cinema in the China department, actually. It's mentioned in Kevin Brownlow's biography of David Lean that he was very fond of that cinema and was particularly fascinated by the fact that the projector was in the ceiling rather than in the back of the building. So I went along there and I tried to speak to a few people, and I spoke to one particular lady, and here's the interview now.
An area like Croydon, with the population the size of Croydon, we're just not catering for all the different types of people that live here. And I think something like the David Lean Cinema and the Warehouse Theatre are essential to all the different types and varieties of people that are here, and I honestly think it's something that they should keep funding.
Okay, thanks. I suppose you realise the council seem to think Fairfield Halls can do everything for the borough. What do you think about that?
I think Fairfield does a very good job for the borough, but what I do happen to think is that smaller things, smaller sort of theatres like the David Lean Cinema and the Warehouse Theatre, they cater for the more eclectic taste, which again I think, with the population size here, is something that we need to be able to cater for. And also it just gives people a much better variety of shows and opportunity to see things that they might not see just purely by going up into London or to the Fairfield Halls.
Okay, thanks very much. Okay, thank you. So, on the subject of the David Lean Cinema, you may be aware that the campaign are having screenings at the Spread Eagle pub in Croydon, and we've already had 2 seasons, and the new one begins on Tuesday the 3rd of July, a 2:30 and an 8 p.m. screening of The Help, and the screenings go all the way through July. 10th of July we have The Well Digger's Daughter, 2:30 and 8 p.m. And on the 17th of July, we have Coriolanus, which we're doing on behalf of the Warehouse Theatre. Any donations given on that day to either screening will be going to the fund for the Warehouse Theatre. We're all very sad to see it closed at the moment. On the 24th of July, we have a film called Win-Win. And on Wednesday, the 25th of July, we have an Argentinian film called La Acacias, which we also screened in May, and we had a lot of requests to rescreen that. Spread Eagle is also showing films all through the month on a Monday evening. I'm sure you can get the information from them of the films that they're showing. Also, the Purley Festival is on still today. It's been on all weekend, and the chairman of the Save the David Lean campaign, Adrian Winchester, will be there talking about the campaign this afternoon. So please come along and listen to that, and also see some of the other fabulous things that are going on today. There's music, acoustic music, dance, all sorts of great stuff at the Purley Festival. As I mentioned a little while ago, the Warehouse Theatre, as I'm sure you're aware, has gone into administration, and earlier this week I spoke to Ted Craig about what's been going on and what they're doing. So I will just play you the interview. I'm at the Warehouse Theatre talking to Ted Craig. Ted, tell me, how have you been doing since the administrators were called in?
Well, that was 6 weeks ago. What we're proud of is that we're keeping the foyer open and the bar open Monday to Friday in the evenings. So that's being allowed by the administrator as long as we cover electricity costs. So we just think it important to keep the building open. It's not shut up and looks like it's dead forever. Myself and 2 other members of staff were made redundant. So we're keeping it open for no money. I'm just lucky I bought a year's ticket on my train ticket, so it doesn't cost me any money to come and open the doors.
Okay. Thanks, Ted. Can you tell me about the support you've had since the news got out?
Yes, been very good. Very good. We're running an appeal, and that can be, you can donate to the appeal via the website, which we're keeping alive, and it's completely safe. Some people are a bit dubious about donating to the website, but it's it goes into a PayPal account which is separate from the administration. The administrator can't touch that money, and actually he's even admitted that on television, so we have a video of the administrator saying that. So that is safe, and we're setting up another bank account, because of course there's no existing bank account, because that's part of the administration, so that we can then put the money from PayPal into that bank account. And we've had the most wonderful, generous offer, which is an anonymous donor has said that they will match £100 for £100 up to the level of £10,000, providing the money is in a separate bank account. And obviously that was our intention anyway, but you absolutely understand that condition is the right thing to do, really. Yeah, so the support's been terrific.
Great. Okay, thank you.
I mean, we want, you could ask me about the bar, because we want people to use the bar, come in for a coffee or a drink between 5 and 9, because the more people that use it, because that at the moment is our only generator of cash, and if we're going to stay open, then we have to afford the electric bills and things, because the administrator won't pay for that. It really is important, the more support we get in the bar, that does generate a bit of cash, and we've got to keep the telephones going, the website up, and the lights on, basically.
Okay. Thank you. So, Ted, can you tell me what you feel about the cuts that the council have done?
Yes, it's just so short-sighted to cut. I mean, the amount of money we were getting was very small, and we've heard rumours about people claiming expenses of more than our grant was. Rumours, so I don't know how true that is. But it is such a small amount of money, and over the general thing of things, of millions of pounds spending and roads and whatever, is the amount of money that we were being given is small, chicken feed, and yet the services we were providing were much more worse than that, and particularly the education, our youth group, the writers' workshops, work experience, a home for a lot of our volunteers are disabled or actually need somewhere to come to. All of that's been lost, and that's hard to get back. Those services are hard to get back. A young girl came in with a guitar on her shoulder the other day, and she said, I was brought here, my mum brought me here from the age of 3. My love of the performing arts started here because I came to the children's shows. And we're using, once it's gone, it's gone. You don't get it back. And this is history. When theatres are closed or they disappear, you don't get them back. And we always said to our landlords who were building us a new theatre, the new theatre has to be built so we can move from one to the other. You cannot shut down and then open somewhere else. You don't do it. You can't do it. And history and all over the country that's been proved true. So, you know, once it's gone, it's gone.
Lovely. Thanks, Ted. Yes, thanks, Ted, again. I just want to reinforce what Ted was saying there and ask people to get along to the foyer of the Warehouse Theatre during the day between 11 and 5 p.m, where Ted was often there ready to talk to people. Or go to the bar from 5 p.m. to 9 p.m, Monday to Friday, so that you can find out what's going on and talk to other people and try and find ways to help the warehouse keep in business. Thanks very much. Just having a look at Shoutbox, and we've got some messages coming through. Let's see, hello to Tibbs. Yeah, thank you very much there. Christine, talking about the clock tower. Yeah, it's very sad that we've lost that, and we'll hopefully everybody else will speak to us. Yeah. Christine's saying Croydon is now known as a shopping centre. Actually, thanks for bringing that up, Christine, because that's something I wanted to mention. I don't know if any of you saw the Evening Standard on Friday, but it seems that Westfield has very quickly got in with their diagrams of what they believe the Whitgift should look like when it becomes the Westfield Centre. And it certainly looks like the Orders building will be demolished from that drawing. So they must have been planning that for some time. So it just makes you wonder how long they've been planning that, considering that Orders hasn't been in administration very long. Moving along, we've looked at that. Something more positive I wanted to talk about. This year is the Samuel Coleridge-Taylor Centenary Festival. And I was very fortunate to get along to see the production of Thelma at the Ashcroft Theatre earlier in the year, which was wonderful, beautifully presented, and the music is fantastic. If you're not familiar with Coleridge-Taylor, he's most well known for his music called Hiawatha, but he had written this opera which has never been performed until this production. So well done to the Surrey Opera for putting that on and for continuing a lot of the things that are going on through the year. On the 28th of July, they will be having an open rehearsal at Clyde Hall in Clyde Road. And on the 15th of August, they're having a birthday celebration on the actual day he was born 137 years ago. Cake will be cut and music will be performed at the Croydon Masonic Centre, Oakfield Road, Croydon. You can contact Jonathan Butcher, who's the director, on jonathanbutcher@blueyonder.co.uk if you want more details of the programme. But it's going through to the rest of the year, and I really recommend people get involved. What I haven't actually mentioned, and whether I need to or not, but Samuel Coleridge-Taylor is one of the most prominent black members of Croydon's history. So in Black History Month, it's something else that we should be thinking of in the future. So now I think I'll go over to another interview I did yesterday, also as part of the David Lean Cinema campaign. We do occasionally get out from the Spread Eagle and visit other areas to do screenings. And yesterday we were at the Shirley Community Centre for an Italian film whose name escapes me, but I'm sure somebody will come up on Shoutbox and prompt me what the name of the film was. And I spoke to a couple of members of the audience to ask their view about Croydon arts. I'm doing a programme tomorrow on Croydon Radio about the state of arts in Croydon at the moment, and can you just tell me what your view is?
Well, I'm very concerned about the way in which the council has allowed all the arts to disappear pretty well, apart from the Fairfield Hall, which does receive a lot of money. It just received an £18 million grant earlier this year. But the clock tower has gone, hence the Save the David Lean campaign. The warehouse has been allowed to close. And these are all for relatively small amounts of money. And the warehouse was getting a grant of £36,000 a year from the council. And if my calculations are right, then the £18 million grant to the Fairfield recently would have kept the warehouse going for 600 years. So these are little small crumbs, really, and yet they make so much difference to the whole way in which Croydon feels, to the experience of the town by residents and outsiders. So I feel it's good that we're having initiatives like the Save the David Lean campaign, which are trying to keep this arts going. And we'd like a little bit more consideration for them in the council's plans.
Thank you very much. Can you tell me something about what you think about what's been going on in Croydon as far as the arts are concerned?
It's just turned into a kind of a desert, really. I mean, obviously it hasn't. We've still got the Fairfield Halls and Ashcroft Theatre and The View. But if you're thinking about alternative theatre or alternative, slightly different, not quite run-of-the-mill stuff, first of all, we lost David Lean and Braithwaite Hall, both of which venues I used to go to a lot, and now we're losing the Warehouse Theatre. So whereas once upon a time, I was really sort of pleased and proud to live in Croydon, because there's such a lot going on. And now I just think it's really become much more dire. It's not disastrous. There's some terrific things happening. I mean, I like what's happening at the Spread Eagle. The Fairfield has put some good movies on. But I miss the theatre and the comedy and the sort of, you know, the cabaret type stuff that went on at Braithwaite Hall. It's not the same as the David Lean. The quality of films isn't the same. The ambience isn't the same at either of the venues I've mentioned.
Okay. Lovely, thank you. Okay, so that's the views we're getting from people that I interviewed over the past few days. I haven't had anybody saying anything different, really. When I was in Orders, one of the people I approached said that they worked for the council and wouldn't be able to give me a comment, but on the other hand, they didn't want to say anything supporting either, so maybe there's an indictment there. If you do want to say anything good about what the council's doing for the arts, please do tell us on Shoutbox. Okay, so let's have a bit more of a look at what is going on in Croydon. On the 7th of July, the Ruskin House will be having their annual Folk and Blues Festival. Every summer they hold the annual Folk and Blues Festival in the grounds of Ruskin House. Festivals feature many of the regular musicians who play the Sunday evening club, along with a performance by a Ukrainian children's choir, a bouncy castle, a barbecue, side stalls, and real ale bar. Okay, so that's exciting stuff. Get along to that. On the 14th of July, 12 noon to 4:30, there's a summer fair at Miller's Pond, Shirley Way, and there'll be lots of stalls and interesting stuff going on there, face painting, raffles, stalls, displays. Got a leaflet here from Croydon Tours. That's a really interesting thing that's still going on here, and well done to them. You can go on a tour of historic Old Town, Croydon Past, Present and Future, parts 1 and 2. The Peep Show Tour, I think that's something to do with the TV series, and the Croydon Ghost Walk. So that's croydontours.com. And there's also a new Croydon Architecture and Design exhibition on at the moment, 25th of June to the 6th of July at the Fairfield Hall Sun Lounge. And that's open to the public Monday to Saturday, 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. So if you're interested in architecture, do get along to that. Just picked up an interesting leaflet. It says Club Soda, and let's see, what does it say? Fantastic live arts events produced by people with learning disabilities. So I don't know very much about them, but I'm certainly going to be looking into that, and maybe if I do another show in the future, we can talk about what's happening with Club Soda. But good luck to them. I didn't want to leave out the all other parts of the arts, so they are in Caterham. So, and they say new members welcome. So that's meetings are held on Thursdays from 10 a.m. until 3:30 p.m. at the old Caterham Mary. I should have practiced that one, shouldn't I? Caterham Ian's Rugby Football Club House, Park Avenue, Caterham. Okay, and I can't go away without mentioning libraries. I've got something I printed out which I missed a bit off the end here, but I'm pretty sure it's this Monday at a Croydon Council meeting about the Upper Norwood Library. So, and that's at 6:30 on Monday. So check online yourself to double check on that. But they really want people to come along and support them. And I think we should all be supporting our libraries at the moment. It's not just that one, they're all under threat. And it's just another part of the arts that needs our support. Okay. Oh, so I just have another look at Shoutbox. Hold on a moment. Okay, messages from Janice. Yes, the film last night was good. Everybody's fine. Thank you, Janice. Oh, and Christine says Club Soda is brilliant. Contact Ollie Tipper at croydon.gov.uk for more info. Okay. For the disabled by disabled. Yeah, excellent. Very good. Okay, well, thanks for all the positive remarks, everybody. And I think I'm coming to the end of the show now, but please do let us know what you think and what you want. And what you want us to talk about, really, about the arts, because the arts is a big subject. That's why we're calling it that, because we want to cover as much as possible, and we want to know what's going on. So I will be signing off shortly, but I just wanted to mention one last thing. I was in North End yesterday, between interviewing people in Orders, and there was a steel band performing. They're called the Endurance Steel Orchestra. And they're in South Norwood, and they do training for adults and children, only £2.50 a session, which sounds really good. That's what I wanted that piece of paper for, yes. They have a website mentioned here, but I couldn't get it to work. So what I would suggest you to do, if you're interested, is go to facebook.com/Endurance Steel Orchestra. And I'm now going to, I would say, hope everybody's had a good day so far, and hope to speak to you soon. And I'm going to play out with a small bit of the Endurance Steel Band that I recorded yesterday. Oops.